Yo, YouTube, how y'all boys doing? Hope y'all boys doing good, cause I'm good. Hey man, we back at it again, you feel me, my boys. Today, I got something to come for y'all. We're gonna be reacting to Ja Morant, you feel me, and his whole situation at Memphis. Basically, some new information came up. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna find it out with you boys, you feel me. With that all being said, my boys, K for young sub, you feel me? Let's get straight to the video, my boys. I love y'all. Let's see what they talking about.
Ja Morant's situation somehow just got worse. Some people said trading Ja was crazy, even after his wild comments. But a deal now just got a whole lot more likely. So the other day, Ja was suspended by the Grizz for conduct detrimental to the team. Basically, he gave up in-game, got called out, and threw a fit to reporters. They didn't understand that, kind of.
How about you ask the coaching staff? How about you ask the coaching staff? Nah, this nigga killed me when he said that, boy. Wait, this nigga, dog, Ja, yo, this nigga Ja don't give a fuck.
With his coach, then minutes later in front of cameras, said a dumb thing. But a full 2 days later, a lot of time to cool off, he says something even worse. Now, I want to look at his comments, but at the center of all this is new coach Tomas Isolo. He is the guy who confronted Ja to his face, and now we've got a good idea what he said. So Isolo's a European guy who became a legend over there quick. He coached low-budget, losing teams and turned them into champions fast. Like in Germany, he took over the 13th place team. Within 2 years, won the Champions League of basketball. What makes him so good? Well, Isolo says, look, X's and O's are great, but the secret to coaching is dealing with people. Like, oh, you can be an assistant coach, know all the trick plays in the book, but to be a head coach, you've got to manage people, not just plays. But how does he manage difficult people like Ja Morant? Well, remember, Ja basically gave up on his team against the Lakers. During timeouts, he was pouting all by himself like a kid who makes $40 million a year. Unacceptable.
40, bro. Wait, sorry for pausing, but damn, boy. If you really think about it, dog, Ja makes like $1 million. He makes over $1 million a month, bro. If you really sit back and think about that shit, he makes over $1 million a month, boy. Like, if Ja's really smart with his money, he can retire right now and still have a good life. Like, if you genuinely think about it. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me, dog. Like, that's the definition of making it out the hood. Even though he's not from the hood, but that's a topic for another day, though. That nigga not from the hood. Don't even, boy, no, don't even, boy, please, boy, don't even, let's not even start. That nigga's not from the hood. He from a good community. But he has a loving
Isolo
dad.
says that he's dealt with this before.
He has a loving mom.
But this message is break the bank.
I don't
like
care
some other earbuds.
My bad. Let me just skip this ad real quick. My bad.
Like active noise cancellation. Now remember, this interview was done earlier this year, but it tells us exactly his approach in front of the whole team with Ja.
You know how you can have the elephant in the room. Everybody knows one of the guys is an or he doesn't do what's supposed to. Yeah. But then you go to the locker room, the coach's room after the practice, and you're like, he never does this. He never does that, and he doesn't do this, and we about like every coach does it. And I said, I need to evolve. How can he ever change if I don't bring the thing up? You know? Then we started doing it in front of the team. It was more like, listen, you're holding us back. You can choose to behave in this way. You're hurting all of us, you know? So you're not responsible to me. I'm just telling you that this is how the other guys feel about you. So you can go ahead being an okay? But everybody here knows it. And we just tackled everything head on, you know? We started okay, let's just be brutally honest. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah, what's the worst that can happen? Now, to be fair to this guy, he later says that, hey, players would realize that they were being selfish, and 9 times out of 10, it worked. After that, they won 80% of games. Why? Because the true professionals want winning above everything else and would check their ego. However, the worst thing that can happen is the player turns on you, which is what we just saw the other night. So Ja was suspended for 1 game against the Raptors. He comes back against Detroit. Now the Grizz came back in the 4th within 3 after a Triple J and 1. But then Detroit hunts Ja on defense. Cade bully ball bucket. Next possession, Asar Thompson just takes the ball away from Ja. So back-to-back plays, he kills the game. And what he said next was terrible.
Do you feel like everything's been resolved?
Yeah.
They told y'all that, right?
Well, yeah, but we didn't hear it from you.
Obviously, they can't go and tell y'all something I ain't say.
You feel like you get the same joy right now?
I'm not gonna lie, boy. As much as I love Ja, dog, I feel like he's doing too much, bro. Like, these niggas are just doing their jobs, asking questions, and he's like bitching them, bro. Like, I don't like, yo, boy, this nigga, dog. This nigga needs to chill out with that shit, dog. I swear, boy. As much as I love him, you need to chill out with that big guy.
No.
Why not?
What can be done to get
This nigga should just go to Miami Heat or like Minnesota with Anthony Edwards in them. Cause boy, Memphis.
We'll see.
What does that even mean? It reminds you of Jimmy Butler on the Heat. Said his joy was gone and it wasn't coming back in Miami. Few days later, he was gone. Now, some of that could be that Ja was just reminded how far he's fallen. Just watched Cade Cunningham beat him as another young guard he used to be better than. So he's understandably upset. But this is once again the face of the franchise, making things worse, not better. So it looks like the...
Yo, Ja is not the face of the franchise. Okay, wait, okay, now let me chill. Let me not... I don't know if Ja's not, in my opinion, Ja, like he's not the face of the franchise. He's not the next face of the franchise. The way he's playing right now, as much as I love him, but old Ja for sure though. But like I feel like Ja just needs to go to a better team, improve his skills, and I'm telling you, bro, he's gonna be back in the talk.
Coach
imagine Ja like OKC or some shit like that.
The worst that can happen is the
like think about it before you start hating. Think about it. Imagine Ja at OKC. Come on, boy.
Does it sound like Ja Morant is all in? Does it sound like he's gotten with the program, put his ego to the side? No. The problem got worse. But what is the problem? I mean, just the other day, Ja had 28, 8, and 7 with a game winner over Phoenix. Why is he so mad? Well, Isolo made one major change. He's letting Ja run the offense, but in the past, Ja's sub pattern looked like this. He would play the entire first and third quarters with a break to start the second and fourth. He was playing like an all-star back then, but Isolo's got a different philosophy. He wants to play guys in short bursts, on for 5, off for 3, on for 5, off for 3. The idea is to keep guys fresh, but Ja doesn't like that. He wants to control his own minutes. A few players can do that. LeBron, Steph Curry. Problem is, Ja's not that guy. For example, this season, especially bad from 3. In his first all-star, we saw some improvement from deep, but this is a new low. 14% from 3, going 5 of 36. Has as many air balls as makes. But it's more than that. Of the 22 players taking as many shots as Ja, he ranks 21st in efficiency, just above Dylan Brooks. And as a whole, the offense with Ja has just a 106.2 offensive rating, good for 28th in the league. When he's off, that jumps to 113.7. Bottom line, things are not good, and he blames the coach. It's not just the
because he's not getting enough time to play, boy. I think, boy, come on. Like at the same time, I understand where Ja's coming from, bro. The coach is low key bitching him. If you really think about it, nigga, Ja is like a player that needs to. Ja's a player that needs to win, bro. He has a $40 million contract. They expect him to do shit. The coach is literally hoeing his career, dog. But the coach is, he's messing up that nigga's career, boy. Ha! Boy, the coach is fucking up this nigga's career. If you really think about it, boy, the stats are this low because of the freaking coach. How do you expect him to make more shots with less time? Come on, bro. The coach literally, boy, like, bro, Ja needs to go somewhere, bro, where they can like genuinely respect him, bro. That nigga needs to go to like some trash ass team. Okay, not trash team, but a team like that would like glaze him. Overly glaze him. You feel me?
That Isolo runs, it's the minutes. So Ja feels like he's being undermined by his own coach. Either Ja changes or the coach does. So what happens next?
The coach ain't gonna change.
We can talk about trades all day, but the GM already addressed this. Last year when things got bad, a local Grizz reporter called him up. I reached out to Grizzlies GM Zach Kleiman to see if he would comment about the recent speculation around Ja. Here's what he had to say. I can't blame other executives for fantasizing about us trading Ja, but it's just that fantasy. We're not trading Ja. Continue continue to underestimate Ja, the team in the city, and we'll let our performance on the floor speak for itself. I'm not going to give this nonsense further oxygen and look forward to getting back to basketball. Yeah, let our performance speak for itself. Which hasn't been great. And a few things have happened since that little comment. First, they took a step back by trading Desmond Bane. Then, when given the chance, they did not extend Ja this offseason. Wonder why? Now, part of the issue here is Ja means more to Memphis than most franchise players. They are a small market who has never had a player this popular. He sells a ton of shoes and tickets. His star power is huge, and Ja knows that. But what happens if his popularity begins to fade with his play? How long will they be held hostage by what he used to be as a future face of the league? So you have to ask, dude may have meant that.
Bro, you can't be the future face if the coach is not giving you time. Now I understand why this nigga's so pissed now, but I'm not gonna lie, I'll be pissed too.
Time, but have things changed? Are they now willing to trade Ja? Because normally when a superstar pushes this hard in the media, someone's gotta go. We'll just see if the front office likes Islo's old school approach or if he's on the hot seat going forward. Now, for the record, the 4 teams I think that are desperate enough to make an offer are the Kings, Suns, Raptors, and Timberwolves. Dude's trade value is so low, it takes a risk, but we've seen crazy things happen in the recent past. But if you want to see actual trade ideas, I looked at some of the more desperate teams like the Suns and the Kings who might just have enough assets to make this work.
Obviously, if he goes to Minnesota, he's gonna probably I don't know who's gonna really be this #1 star player, but boy, Minnesota can do 2 good star players. You feel me? We've seen that happen. If he goes to the Suns, yeah, I get. But if he goes to the Kings, that would be they would overly glaze him. I don't think he wouldn't even have to worry about play time, bro. They would just give him time because that's Ja, right? And I feel I don't know if that's the best decision for him to make because. Let's be honest, bro. They don't have that much good players at Kings, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Poison, they don't have that much good players that side, so it's gonna be tough for him to win an NBA championship. Because winning a ring, low key, solidifies your career, bro. And it low key puts you kind of up to that GOAT debate. You can have all the stats, but it's gonna be hard for you to get into that GOAT conversation for real without an NBA championship, bro. You need at least one title to your name, bro. So you need at least 1 ring, dog. So I feel Minnesota would be the best place for him to get a ring and solidify his place in the GOAT conversation, bro. Cause SGA right now, he's in that conversation. SGA might be the next face of the NBA, but after LeBron retires, he literally might be that nigga. He might be that nigga. I'm telling you, he is that nigga. Right now, he low-key is that nigga. He SGA is doing everything, bro, and anything that needs to be done. So you feel me? That could have been Ja if he had a really good team and the coach gave him more time this season. I feel Ja could have got more stats. But it is what it is, bro. If you made it this far, I hope you enjoyed the video. Tell me what more videos you want me to react to. Yeah, I messed it up. But yeah, bro. I love y'all boys. Please subscribe. Let's get to 600. Let's run it up, my boys. I love y'all gents. Peace.